Do you want to go beyond simply running up and down scales and learn how to make your guitar speak? Well, great soloing is about more than just memorizing pentatonic shapes. It's about crafting musical phrases that sound intentional and expressive. In this video, I show you how to emphasize strong notes, use space effectively, and develop the touch and tone to make you sound like a pro. And it's based on Chapter 8 of my book, Lead Guitar Unlocked. Let's dive in. To get started, I'm going to play over a track in C major using the C major pentatonic scale. I'm playing pattern 1 in the 5th position. Now, I could just run up and down that scale pattern without any real game plan, but instead, I'm going to target the strong tonic note C on the strong downbeat of 1. Take a listen. One of the most important principles of good phrasing is knowing where the tonic is, knowing where beat 1 is, and using them both with intention. In my example, I play 4 phrases that all resolve to the tonic C on beat 1. My first phrase is a single C on beat 1, sustained with vibrato for added expression. It's simple but effective, showing how much weight one well-placed note can carry. Phrase 2 adds a few scale tones and a hammer-on that leads into C at the start of the next measure. This creates momentum and reinforces the tonic by placing it on the strongest beat. Phrase 3 uses more notes from the surrounding scale, along with a slide and hammer-on, creating a smooth melodic path toward C. Use your ring finger for the slide so you land in the proper position to finish the phrase. And finally, phrase 4 expands on technique with a whole step bend, bend release, and pull off, delivering a more expressive and dynamic resolution. So the purpose of this figure is to demonstrate how to transform familiar scale patterns into intentional musical phrases. Also, notice the use of space. You don't need to fill every beat. Pauses let sustained notes breathe, and phrasing becomes more expressive when you give notes room. Listen to my example again and play along following the notation and tablature. Next, I'm going to play the same phrases from the previous figure an octave higher. This puts me in pentatonic pattern 2 with C at the 8th fret of string 1. Everything is played the same except for phrase 3. Because of the way the guitar is tuned, the notes are offset in this position, and it's better to slide with your middle finger. Here it is with the track. You can play variations of these phrases using other Cs on the fretboard. For example, C at the 3rd fret of string 5, or C at the 13th fret of string 2, I don't have this tabbed out for you, but figuring it out on your own is a great way to learn the fretboard and how the patterns work. You can play these phrases over most music that's in the key of C major. And you can add effects like overdrive, reverb, and delay to thicken up your sound and give your playing more depth and dimension. And to transpose, just move the patterns. Here, I'm going to move everything up 2 frets and play in the key of D major. And now I'll move everything up 2 frets again and play in the key of E major. Now let's learn how to phrase in minor keys. I'm going to play in the key of A minor using the A minor pentatonic scale. This is pattern 1 in the 5th position, the same notes and pattern we used in C major, only now the tonic pitch is A. I'm going to play along with the track in the key of A minor. And notice how my phrases resolve to and sustain the tonic pitch A at the beginning of each measure. In this example, I play 4 phrases that all emphasize the tonic pitch A on beat 1. Phrase 1, a single note A on beat 1. Sustained with vibrato for emotional expression. This firmly locks in the tonic. Phrase 2 adds in the minor third C and a bluesy microbend. A microbend is a subtle pitch change, about a quarter step, less than a semitone. It doesn't reach the next fretted note, but adds expressive tension and a vocal-like inflection. Use your index finger to gently push or pull the string for this bend. Phrase 3 uses additional notes from the scale with a slide. In pattern 1, slide with your ring finger so you land comfortably in position to finish the phrase. But in pattern 2, slide with your middle finger. And finally, phrase 4 features a bend, release, and pull off for more variation and a more expressive and dynamic resolution. With these phrases, again, notice the use of space. You don't want to play nonstop. Instead, using movement separated by well-placed pauses and sustained notes makes your playing sound more musical. You can play variations of these phrases using other A notes on the fretboard, like A at the 5th fret of string 6, or A at the 14th fret of string 3, and so on. And you can transpose these ideas to new keys by simply moving the patterns. Here's everything moved up 2 frets for the key of B minor. And here now, I'll move down a whole step from A to play in G minor. In this lesson, the focus wasn't on what to play, but how to play it. You learned how to take familiar pentatonic patterns and bring them to life with phrasing that sounds intentional, musical, and expressive. By emphasizing strong notes on strong beats, using technique and dynamics, and allowing space between your phrases, you start to sound more like a musician and less like someone running through scales. And in this next video, you explore how combining major and minor pentatonic scales can add soulful, expressive tension to your licks. This produces the distinct sound that defines blues and blues-based music such as rock, country, and jazz. Click the video on your screen now or go to the link in the description and I'll see you there.